Okay, so we're live. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of 442. So once again, this is your boy Cristian. As you may know or may see today, things are a little bit different when it comes to the recording. So today I'm recording during the daytime, so as you can see, the light is hitting me differently. And also there's a child in the room, so you might hear him screaming in the background, as you probably hear him right now. Caleb, be quiet, bud. So it's going to be interesting. We're going to try to keep it short instead, short and quick, just because of the multiple distractions. I have one kid napping, one kid here in the room. I wasn't able to record in my usual recording times because I have been busy between work and other activities. My dad's 50th birthday and just a bunch of stuff that has been happening during the week. But we're here. We're gonna keep recording, and we're gonna try to keep and stay consistent when it comes to the show, and just talking about Houston Dynamo and the Houston Dash and the USL and everything that is related to soccer and to the city of Houston. So, welcome. Don't forget, if you're new to the podcast, go check us out on Instagram, on Twitter, Cris Putalias under my name. And then 442 on Instagram and 42 on Twitter. So you can check us out. And then also you can go check us out at patreon.com/442. And you can become a patron of the show. You can, help us out here with, from a $3 tier to a $7 tier to a $10 tier. And, you get different perks and stuff like that. But that money will be put to use to hopefully the betterment of this podcast, hopefully getting better content, better equipment and stuff like that. So if you guys are not patrons, I thank you in advance if you're going to become one. And if not, it's all good. Just, share and support. That's all that matters. And talking about patrons, I want to give a shout out to my first two patrons that have contributed to the cause. So the first one is going to be Marco Oregon. Marco is actually the owner and the mastermind behind Footballogy, the Footballogy Network. So if you guys want to go check that out, Footballogy Network. Actually, I believe either the previous episode or the one before that, I actually had a whole conversation with him about the product and about what his company is going to be about. And then the other one is actually somebody close and dear to my heart. Is my mother, of course, Mother always supporting their children. So shout out to my mom, Nancy, as we call her, Graciela. She has become a part of the $10 tier, which will give her or grant her not only her name to be shouted out, as I did Marco, but she also will have her name on the wall, on the H of Fame. So H obviously representing Houston and our city here. So we'll have her name put up by the next episode. So shout out to my mom for supporting, and shout out to everybody that has been supporting. And also, because she's a $10 supporter, she gets the episodes a day early. Obviously, I don't even think she listens because, her English isn't great, but, it's just supporting. And then also she'll get one of these little paintings over here. As you see, the one behind me, it's a finished painting. Let me get it. Of Dennis Bergkamp and his famous behind the goal auto pass to him. So this is something that I did for myself, and I actually have been thinking about doing. I guess I call them commissions. So if you want something to be painted in a little painting, I am down. I did one for my dad. Which for his birthday, and it was La Bombonera, and I hope you guys, I don't know if you guys seen it, I'll probably post it on the Instagram so you guys can go check it out. And I also got my first commission from a homeboy. Shout out to my homeboy, Pesos, Edgar, and I got him, and I'm working on something really, really special for him. I don't know if you guys can see it there, but it's a little strange as you see it there, but if you know, if you remember the 90s Mexican jersey that had, the whole Aztec vibe to it. So I painted that for him because obviously he's from Mexican descent, and that, I just thought about, and we're both like lovers of history, and he actually has that tattooed on his arm. So I thought it was cool for me to paint something, regarding to tattoos, his heritage and stuff like that. So, and his love of soccer as well. So shout out to Pesos. He is getting basically one of my first paintings that I've ever done for somebody else. And also, if you want a painting, hit me up, and we can arrange something, and I can paint something for you, and I'll send it your way. And basically, everything that I make from it is basically going back to all the materials and for the podcast as well. So, a little side hustle to bring in some cash to buy better stuff for the podcast. All right, so let's get to soccer. Let's get to the why we're here. So the Houston Dynamo and the Houston Dash have both new jerseys. If you see me looking somewhere else, it's because I'm watching the Chelsea-Everton game at the moment as well. There's only 5 minutes left, and Chelsea's winning 2-0, so I think they're going to win it. And they're attacking more than Everton. But yeah. So, the jerseys, the Houston Dynamo jersey got leaked on Tuesday of last week. And there was a lot of, surprisingly enough, I thought there was going to be a lot more negative feedback to it, but it's actually turned out to be that more people like it than hate it. Me, myself, when I first saw it, I was like, it's so generic. It's just like literally like a plain orange jersey with some like black, lines to it, and not lines, but a secondary color to it, like on the sleeves and on the collar and stuff like that. But then on Thursday, it got fully revealed, by Adidas, by the MLS, by the Houston Dynamo itself, and it actually turned out to be, even though I had seen it, I guess seeing the whole perspective, I guess seeing it fully with like full colors, because the leagues, they give you the shirt, but it's not like 100%. I don't know. It doesn't feel the same way. But then everybody kind of like vibing to it and kind of liking it. It kind of gives you a different vibe to it, and you just kind of start like thinking about it, and you're like, well, it's not that bad. So like now that I'm sitting here on a Monday afternoon, kind of thinking about the jersey and kind of looking at it, and kind of going back and forth with it, I think I kind of like it, I'm not the type of person that buys jerseys now, because your boy ain't built that way when it comes to the monies. Let me go to the page because I want to see it. I want to see the jersey again to kind of get another look at it. But it was funny because Federico from Todo Dynamo, he posted a meme, and is that famous Pablo Escobar, the actor that plays Pablo Escobar, and he's sorry, I had to sneeze, but is the Pablo Escobar waiting on just like sitting there waiting, and it said on the caption, me waiting to 2023 for the jersey to go on 50% discount so I can buy it. And it actually touched home, because that's basically how I buy all my jerseys. I wait for them to kind of not go out of style, but for the new one to come in so they can get some type of discount. And then, I buy the older ones. So like right now, I'm thinking about buying that. I think is like the 2016-17 one. It might have been earlier than that. Is the old orange with the white lines kind of going across it. But yeah, it's not bad. It's pretty tight. I think that with the new logo, the new crest, being a lot like black, it kind of stands out a lot. You can't open it, bud? Here, I got you. So I'm opening toys as we go. I should probably do a toy opening video. But yeah, with the whole, with the black crest, it kind of stands out more, and the numbers being black and stuff like that. And also it's funny because it says Memo Rodriguez is wearing number 9 when actually is Cristian Ramirez that's wearing number 9. But it is what it is. So, and then the Dash also came out with a jersey, and the jersey, the primary jersey, I guess you can say, it is also an orange jersey, but is it darker? Is a darker jersey, which is pretty tight. What I like about the Houston Dash jersey is how Nike, however you people say it, how it has like that hexagon pattern to it, so it kind of like gives it add like another, like it kind of plays with the logo itself. You want the ear? I'm not listening to anything, but I'm just talking.
Yes.
Here, you can put it on. And so yeah, so I think it's pretty cool. Honestly, the Houston Dash merch goes hard. Like, I'm looking at the shirts right now. That H just kind of pops out a lot with the orange and the blue. I mean, it's pretty dope, not gonna lie. But yeah, so I'll probably get Dash merch more than the Dynamo. The Dynamo is pretty tight too. I like the HD just by itself. I think we can do that. This one goes right here. But yeah, sorry, I'm trying to be a dad as I'm recording, so it is what it is. I apologize for the silence, but it is what it is. Okay, dude, it's right there. Put it on. There you go. Good job. And then the other one, and the other one. There you go. So now he's wearing headphones and not listening to anything. But yeah, and then also they came out with the patches thing, which is, I think, is a pretty cool, pretty cool idea. A lot of people are into patches and are into like, embroidery. Is that a word? And so I think it's pretty cool. I mean, it's kind of like if you're, if you ever watch Pokemon, it's like your Pokemon master or whatever, trying to collect all the pins or whatever. So it's gonna be interesting to see what what kind of patches they come up with. I mean, I like the first one, which is like a hand throwing up the H, and honestly, the Houston Dynamo. Okay, but we're gonna change it right now. Okay. Okay. The Houston Dynamo has a really.
Coconut.
Okay, but we're gonna put the coconuts right now. Okay. Okay. The Houston Dynamo has a lot of really good creatives. So like a lot of people that put their imagination to. What's up, bud? You don't want to watch soccer? Okay, we can watch something else. Okay. So yeah, the Dynamo, like I said, Dynamo and Dash as a combined have really good when it comes to creatives. They have really good creative people, so I kind of like that about them. So I'm pretty excited to see what they're gonna do. And hey, how you doing? My wife just came from work, so this is a full family podcast episode. But so yeah, I'm actually really excited to see what they do with those patches. Another thing that came out was the Dash schedule. It's actually, well, it's not like a full schedule, but their home opener is going to be April. You look at the camera. Say hi.
Hi.
There you go. So yeah, the schedule, April. Okay, stop. That's gross. He's putting his tongue in his nose. He has an extremely large tongue. All right, that's it, bud. That's it. So the Dash are actually hosting the Chicago Red Stars for Red Stars? Yeah. For a rematch of what was the cup for last year, basically, the Challenge Cup. So it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be interesting. And then going into that as well, basically the Governor Abbott opens up not Houston, but the whole state of Texas, basically. And he took out the mask mandate and all that stuff, which gives us kind of some hope of seeing some fans in the BBVA Stadium. Obviously, it's probably not going to be full. I think they're opening the capacity about 30%, which is like 600 folks that are going to be able to attend. So it's a good amount of people, to be safe in a way, for those that are, they're still not scared, but are being careful and cautious when it comes to a global pandemic. But it also gives you the chance and the opportunity to go enjoy a live event, an open air, since we haven't in forever, in like about a year and a half now almost. And I think it's gonna be cool that people are gonna get back to the fields, to to the stadiums, and going to be cheering and just enjoying another live event, another soccer game in person, as we used to back in the day. So that's gonna be cool. And then the last thing that we had today, and we're gonna shut it down, keep it kind of short, is the USL format. What, bud? It's okay. And so the USL came out with the format. No, I'm sleeping? Okay, I'm sorry. I'll be quiet. My son is telling me to be quiet because my daughter's sleeping, which he's not wrong, but I'm over here trying to be a podcaster. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. What was I saying? The USL format. So the USL format is gonna be interesting. I'm really into the for some reason. Okay, bud. Okay. So it's gonna be. It's okay, bud. It's gonna be broken down into multiple divisions in a way, if you want to call them that. So you're gonna have the Western, the Mountain, the Central, and the Eastern. And I think all of them are gonna have 8 teams, except the one is gonna have 9. I should have done my homework, but it's okay. So they're all going to be divided, and they're all going to, like, I was going to say fight. They're all going to play each other like in like that same conference, you know, like for example, RGV, San Antonio FC, Tulsa, Oklahoma, and El Paso, I believe, is going to be part of the Mountain. And then there's a couple other teams that are, you know, escaping my mind right now. But I'm actually hoping that this year, I mean, I don't know how I'm going to do it logistically, but, you know, San Antonio FC is pretty close to here, to Houston. It's a 2-hour drive. Tulsa is kind of farther away, and RGV is, you know, probably about the same distance, is not farther away. Damn, my hair is messed up. But I wanted to go check out a couple of USL games, so I'm going to try and see logistically, you know, with having a family, having work, and all these things. But it would be cool to go check out, you know, some USL games, and you know, especially now that Texas is kind of like opening little by little, and, you know, a lot of these clubs are being, you know, responsibly opening, you know, to a certain amount of people. But I think it would be cool to experience experience soccer here in Texas, you know, in a different way, because, you know, it's not at the professional level, but it's the USL, you know, Division II soccer. So shout out to the USL, shout out to the Dash, shout out to the Houston Dynamo. The US Open Cup seems to have kind of like a format already. I think they're gonna pick the division leaders of last year. So, you know, whoever was like the top 8, I believe, that they're picking are going to be part of that. And then we'll still have to see what teams from the MLS are going to be picked. I am hoping and praying that the Houston Dynamo get a spot in the US Open Cup. That may not be the case, because out of so many teams that are on the MLS, what, buddy? Louder? Okay, I'll put it louder. So out of all these teams that are in the MLS, the Houston has been, even though we have won the cup a couple of years ago, in 2018, 18, shout out. Okay, bub. Okay, stop crying. You don't have to cry. And then, but, you know, we've been sucking, so, you know, it would be more exciting to see. I mean, to some people, you know, like the bigger teams, or like the more competitive teams, like, you know, Columbus Crew and Atlanta, LAFC, I don't know, Philadelphia Union, I don't know, Toronto, Seattle, or Oregon, Portland, and, you know, probably those teams will be picked, but I don't know. I'm hoping Houston kind of makes some type of way and gets their foot in the door when it comes to the US Open Cup. But other than that, we'll see that later. I think the format for the US Open Cup will be released fully March 29, so it'll be like about a week after my birthday. Shout out to my birthday. But the Dash tickets come out on Sunday, so if you're gonna go to the Dash games, cop your ticket on Friday. I'm tripping. Friday, and you know, hopefully by then you guys have a ticket, and then, you know, next week we'll have another episode on Monday. So I'm trying to put an episode every Monday. Hopefully, I'm trying to get in contact with a couple of different people around the city. I have, you know, I'm still waiting on responses on some of them, to have some interviews going again. And there's a lot of interesting people here in Houston that, you know, love the game and do stuff, you know, around the city for the game, you know, with the community involved and stuff like that. So hopefully we'll get those people in, and you'll see who they are. You know, I don't want to give out names, because I don't know if they're gonna jump in or not. But even if they don't jump in, I will eventually shout them out. So, and I will talk about, you know, what they do in the community for the community. So shout out to them if they're listening to the Houston Haycocks, the Houston Futsal, and then a couple of people here and there. But other than that, shout out to I don't know, anybody and anybody out there listening. Shout out to my patrons. Shout out to everybody that is sharing, commenting, liking all these posts and stuff like that. Shout out to Jeff Strong for listening and always retweeting my stuff. He's the true MVP. And yeah, you know, patreon.com/442. Check out on Twitter, check out on Instagram and stuff like that. So thank you guys. Y'all have a good one. Be safe, and we'll see you guys next Monday. Have a good one.